So, Gavin, losing after 90 minutes, winning 3-2. What are your reflections on that game?
Despite the dramatic end to the game, we 100% deserved it. There's no question in my mind. We came in at half time 2-0 down and felt that we were as in the game as they were. We created some good opportunities in that first half, and it's only to our detriment that we haven't taken them, because a couple of them are really clear. The two penalties I'd have to see back. I don't know. I was unsighted. I'm not going to slate the ref. In that respect, it's not right to do that. But I felt that we probably had as much of a shout as a penalty as they did and didn't get it. So that maybe is the contrast that I should make. But we felt at half time, and I did actually say this to the boys, that next goal's crucial, and if we get it, and I always believe we could, that we're going to have a right go at this, because this is not an easy place to come for any team, and essentially we're not going to make it easy. And then obviously we get that goal, and then to miss another penalty was almost, you could be forgiven that everything got, it might have been deflated. Everyone, the whole thing falls, and we lose momentum, but we didn't. We went at it again, whether we scored, the last two in the last few minutes or not, I don't see any other way that we fully deserved it.
Half time, you made a bit of a change. You said we were playing very well in the first half. You made a bit of a change, took off Hish, put Sam Youngs up front. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, we were still, we tried to get some legs in behind them in the first half, and it hadn't worked. I thought they'd done a very good job with that. So, putting Youngie up there gives a different perspective. We still had some legs around him with Len, as it was at the start of that second half, playing with him. So we weren't devoid of it, but Youngie obviously gives you just a little bit of a different concept. He's aerially good, and he sticks the ball very, very well. And we felt if we could get it into him, stick it, get it wide, get balls in the box, then we might benefit from that. Obviously Harry's goal is nothing to do with that. It's a goal from a young man who's in good form. And I said to him beforehand that he came in with 2 wins, and so we didn't bring him in not to play, but he's come in with 2 wins, and effectively, but he's come on here today and taken his chance very, very well. So it's just trying to find solutions really, because I felt that they dealt with the ball in behind very well.
And a word on Ollie Knight, since you brought him back into the fold, goal a couple of weeks ago and then 2 incredible stoppage time goals tonight.
Yeah, listen, Ollie's been with me a long time. He's been with me, I think, for the last probably 7 years. Gone out to Chertsey, got himself up to speed a little bit, and come back, and he's a lad that I can rely on. That's for sure. Ollie weighs in with goals, and Andrew just said to me, inspired subjects. Inspired, you hope that something can happen, and you hope that Ollie probably can supply something, is probably more to the point, but he gets himself in there. I'm not surprised at it, and he's come in, he's been measured today because I changed things tactically, doing what I think is right, and you can think that maybe that hasn't quite worked for us in the first half, and he's been measured with it, come in, gone on, done his job superbly, and it must be applauded for that.
You mentioned tactical changes. In recent weeks, we've sometimes played with 2 up front. More recently, we've been playing with the 1 up front and attacking midfielders behind. What's been the thinking behind that?
So, essentially, it will look like that today because of Len, playing up, but effectively it's 2 up front. We differed it with Youngie going up for righty's goal kicks, and so it looks like it's a little bit, but that's just really to give us a little bit more of a purchase in the top end of the field off of his kicks. But essentially it's 2 up front. But Len will naturally drop in, and I understand how it looks like that, and that sort of worked for us a little bit in that respect. And Len did it very, very well on Tuesday. What we do is just look at opposition and make those tweaks based upon how we think we can exploit opposition. I'm not actually sure it worked today, if I'm honest, but that's the reason for it. You need to keep some consistency, but if you think that something's right to do, then my belief, I've got to do it.
In the forthcoming weeks, it will be just Saturday games, no more Tuesday evening games. How useful will that extra time be on the training pitch in the run-up to the end of the
Yeah,
season?
I think at this stage, when you largely understand what you're doing as a team, then it's now all about keeping the legs fresh, and keep installing the detail into them, detail about opposition. So it's not. I don't think there's loads of hard work to do in respect of shape. There'll be some tweaks to work through in respect of opposition. You know, we went through that hard work either side of Christmas, really. You know, that was when we sort of ripped it up, and there was a new batch had come in, and that was when it was really quite intense in respect of what we were doing on the training pitch. But now I think the boys understand what their roles are, what their responsibilities are, and there'll always be tweaks to make, but generally it's about keeping people fresh and the detail into them about the opposition that's coming up.
And a finale like that in front of the fans, how fitting a reward is that for the fans?
Listen, you know, you get an absolute buzz off that. Not because, you know, you see it's for them. You know, to see them, I've said it before, they've had a lot of days where they've trooped out of here. They've always applauded us off. We've always gone up and seen them in the bar, and they've always been supportive. So you want them to have days like this. You want them to be there, back to where, you know, the scenes that we saw, you know, quite regular last season, or albeit at a different level. So I'm delighted that the boys can produce something for them, and they can have those types of days. And I think I can hear them in the bar now, at the moment. So you know, long may it continue.
That's fantastic, Gav. Thanks very much. Have a good one.
Cheers.